Attack of the 50 Foot Colossi, Part 2, Judgment Day. Alright guys, what's going on? So here we are for another attempt at Attack of the 50 Foot Colossi. Last time we managed to get 2 turns in. This time hopefully we'll be able to get a couple more in. And hopefully we have a better bunch of dice rolls than we had the last time. Man, that was miserable. That was seriously some of the worst rolling I've ever done, and I think it really is going to hurt us as the game has gone on. In case you didn't see the first one, we lost our mine boss, which sucks because he becomes Major Colby with the lags, and that's a very cool weapon, but we don't have it, so it doesn't matter anymore. And the only damage we did to the Colossi is we managed to flip that brownstone right there. So he's weakened. There's only 3 in the stack total, so I think we'll probably be able to do pretty good at getting rid of those guys at some point here. We still have all of our miners trapped, and we have a whole heap of trouble on the board. So let's continue on. All right, so we're going to move down to turn 3, and we will move our current step here up to the top. Alright, so we're going to start with step 1, and that's draw event chip. Now, if you remember last time we were able to do a recon. This time our scouts really failed us. We had no successful recons. So we get to pick one item from the brain of Jabba the Hutt, and chances are it's not going to be good because none of them are, but hopefully it's not as bad as it could be. So let's see what we have here. Gallstones. Alright, so what gallstones are, and there's 2 of them. It says select a gravel unit only of your choice, if any, and remove it. We don't have any, so we don't do that. Randomly replace any one previously eliminated Colossi boulder counter to the bottom of its tribe's unit stack with its full strength side showing. There aren't any, so we're good there. If more than 1 unit is eligible, choose a tribe that has the fewest boulder counters on the map. If more than 1 tribe is still eligible, you may choose which units get the recruit. If there's no gravel unit on the map, and or if all on-map tribes have their full complement of counters, which they do, then randomly select any one previously eliminated counter from any tribe and place it in a randomly rolled hex. Well, we don't have any. So, I don't know. Does that mean we skip that? I mean, I could always pick one of these that we haven't played yet. But I don't know. We don't have any that are eliminated. So I'm going to assume that we just got lucky with this one because we haven't lost any. We still have these guys here. So I'm just going to assume that we're good and move on. If any of you guys know the answer to that, I could look on Board Game Geek, see if anybody else has commented, but I'm just gonna take it as a win and hope for the best now. So I'm good skipping that, so every little bit helps. So next we're gonna go down to Marine Recovery. If we look here, we have a scout that is disrupted, and we have a Marine squad that's disrupted, and then we have another, is this a Marine squad here? For heavy weapons guy, that's a Marine squad who is stunned. So let's start with the scout over here who's disrupted. We need a, if he's disrupted, we need a 5 or a 6. So come on, let's see if we got good luck here. 5, awesome. So this scout is gonna be back to his full strength here. Now we'll move to this Marine squad right here. And I could use another 5 or a 6 on this guy? No. So it's not too bad. I mean, we still have his movement and his attack. It's just down a little bit. So I can deal with that. As long as he can move and shoot, we're okay. All right, now let's go to the stun guy here. See what we end up with. A 5, yes. So let's remove the stun counter, and he's just disrupted, but I am quite okay with that. It's definitely an improvement. So now we'll go down to scheduled reinforcements. All right, this time we have a heavy weapons, a Marine squad, and an HQ. Now, the heavy weapons in the HQ are what we need to get these trapped miners off, and they're also what we need, really, the heavy weapons in particular, to do some damage to these Colossi. So, given the lay of the land right now, and again, this is the 3rd time I've played this, so some of you might be watching this going, you're an idiot, why are you making those choices? But I am going to attempt, let's see what we have going on here. Let me give a bigger view here. I think I'm going to attempt to maybe, I wonder if I should focus the heavy weapons on the redstones down there. I've already got one heavy weapon by the miners, so we can move him in. And maybe I'll drop the Marine squad by the redstones as well, and then the HQ maybe by the miners. And the thought process there is maybe a couple of Marine squads can help take the redstones out. The redstones, if you eliminate them, you get a little more points. They're more powerful. So maybe being proactive in that. Plus, their Magnus Stare really sucks. Or Medusa Stare. It's really not something that I want to have to deal with. Yeah, so let's see. All right, so we're looking over here. I think I'm going to try to do this Marine squad here at 166, or the heavy weapons at 166. And the reason why I want to pick there is it's not in a direct route of his power. However, if I don't roll well, I might end up here if I don't roll a 6. So it's really a good chance that I will still be here and not want to be here. But that's the one I want to do because that gives me 6 dice to get him there. All right, see what we get. No 6s. A 5 is the best we do. All right, and a 5 means he's scattered. So he lands next to the destination hex, which will be here, and he can't do anything. He can't move or conduct combat, so I'm going to kind of flip him upside down a little bit. All right, so I'm going to, let's go for broke. I'm going to try the Marine squad here. Once again, he's hex 166. Let's see what happens. Now, in theory, I should be able to roll better, right? I've got 6 chances. Oh, once again, a 5. All right, so he is going to move to the lowest unoccupied adjacent hex, which would be 136, and he doesn't get to do anything this turn. Now it's time for my HQ. I think I want to drop him somewhere over here maybe, and I'm thinking of, you know, let's go for 560. Let's go for 566. That way, well, 565. Now we're gonna go 566. My rolls have been lousy, so let's just see if we can hit that. All right, now I'm sure that I might be one of the only ones who always try to roll on the 6s. I think that's a better strategy, but let's see. Son of a gun, man, 3 5s. All right, so his little parachute's gonna land him. We'll land him. So it's non-hex building or rubble. So instead of being here, he'll go in the lowest, which is right here. That's not bad. We'll take it. He can't do anything this turn, which is a bummer, but that's okay. Now we're going to move down to Marine actions. All right, now I'm going to start left to right here. And with this guy, this Marine squad right here, I'm going to do a shoot and scoot. And what that means is he gets to move up to half of his movement, rounded down, and then he can roll for combat. However, he takes a combat penalty, and his combat penalty is -1 to his combat factor. So we're going to move him here 1. And the reason I do that is if I leave him there and use his full combat, there's a good chance that, I mean, there's more than a good chance, this guy would move up and he would be adjacent to him so he'd get to do a rolling thunder attack prior to doing his powers. So now this Marine here, he's going to shoot at him. And we need a 5 or a 6 to do any damage, and we really have to hit on all 3 to be helpful. But let's see what happens. All right, I would usually roll 4, but here's a 3. What do we get? I've got a 6 and a 5, so that hits him for 2. That's something. So because I didn't do 3, I can give him this chipped counter right now, which drops his defense by 1. I'll just put that next to him. The downside of that, though, is if I start to attack a different Colossi unit, or Colossi tribe, I lose that chipped bonus. And if you look over here, my nearest guys, I have this scout up here, but he'll lose one because he's going to shoot his line of sights through that guy, through the Marine squad. So that's not going to help because I need to roll 3 hits, and I'd have to roll a 4, 5, or a 6. And the odds aren't very good the way I've been rolling. This guy next to the Blackstones would be ideal. He could do a shoot and scoot, but again, that's not really ideal. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for it. I am going to, well, you know what? So this guy, he's done. I'm going to flip him. I'm going to try with the scout. Oh wait, no, because he's going to get a -1, so it's going to do absolutely no good. All right, so I'm going to try with this Marine here, and we are going to try and hit this guy, and we'll just take our stripes from that Blackstone there and hope for the best. So he has a combat factor of 4, and right now his defense is a 3 because of the chipped. All right, so I have to roll 4 5s or 6s. And I rolled 1. Wah, wah, wah. All right, so that was totally useless. So he's there now. And now I'm realizing that was really, really dumb. Up a little ways, I have this heavy weapons guy here. Maybe I go for broke. Instead of freeing the miners here, maybe I shoot all the way across the board. I'd love to hear somebody's strategies. For anybody else who's played this, or really any other strategy war game kind of, hex and counter game. Is it better to go and just try to wipe out your opponent? I mean, we have 12 turns to do this in, to rescue the miners. But I just feel like it would really help to, I don't know, I'm going to take advantage of this chipped action. So this guy is over here. He's got a combat factor of 5. And that is a straight shot. I could trace a line of sight straight through. There's no guys in his way. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I get to roll 5 dice, and I have a pretty good chance of rolling a 4, 5, or 6. All right, so let's see. I need a 4, 5, or a 6. Haha, look at that. Oh, it's off the camera. I actually got 2 6s. Yes, so fissure hits if a Marine unit rolls 2 or more natural 6 results with any standard Marine combat. Then I hit a weak spot on the Colossi unit and inflicts 1 additional hit to the normal result. For example, if a unit with a CF of 2 rolls a pair of 6s, it'll inflict 3 hits on the target. So, well, it's too little too late on that. Do still at least get to flip this guy here. So he is going to fall down to a 3, and I'm going to remove this chipped counter because he's no longer chipped. So I don't know, I think that worked out pretty well. I don't know that I would do that every time. I really really wasted a lot of guys to try to do that much or that little damage. Now we're going to move on to the scout here. I'm going to try to do a scout recon. So I need to roll a 4 or higher, and I rolled a 5. So that's actually nice. All right, so I'm going to take this successful recon and put it over turn 4 to remind us at our next turn. Put that there so that way our next turn we remember that we have a successful recon and can take 2 chits out of the event cup, or as I like to call it, Job of the Hutt's brain. So the scout guy is finished. Now we're going to look at this Marine squad since we're right here. I'm going to go ahead and just spin him now. And we, do I want to move him? He's already disrupted. But if I move him, he'll only have 2 shots. So what's better, self-preservation or offense? Well, this guy only has a combat factor of 3, and he's got a defense of 4. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Wow, man. He's going to take a Rolling Thunder attack, and this stack is, that's 3 high. Now my ADD self, this guy already shot across the ground, so I can flip him there, because he already shot at this guy at the redstones earlier. Okay, so back to this guy. Do I move him? Do I not move him? I'm gonna move him. I'm gonna try to play the long game, play it safe. And then this will make this Blackstone attractive. Oh, although, if I don't move him, I have pretty good odds with these guys both being the same amount away, 2 hexes away. I've got about a 50-50 chance that ties go to a lower hex, so he may actually prefer that other Marine. I'm just going to chance it. We're going to do that. So I get to roll 3, and I need to roll a 5 or a 6. 3 dice here, roll 5 or 6. I got this. I rolled nothing. Dang. All right, let's see. What do we want to do next here? We got this Marine squad here by the brownstone, so he's going to have to move. And then I've got these guys over here. Oh, those brownstones, though, they're pretty tired. So here's the deal. He's got a 3, but he's adjacent, so he gets a +1 combat factor. So we get to roll 4 dice, and he's got a 2 defense, so I'm feeling really, really good about this. All right, so I get to roll 4 of these guys. Look at that, a 6, a 6, and a 3. So these 6s would count as double. So even though that's a 3, so we've got our 3 hits. So we get to take this, and our first brownstone has been eliminated. So I'll rotate him because we're done with him. All right, so now I have up here, I have my Marine squad and my scout. Got these Blackstones down here. Neither of those guys can do a whole heck of a lot with regards to the miners. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to have that Marine squad shoot through the heavy weapon squad at these Blackstones here. So he'll get a -1, but that's still 4 dice that he gets to, or still 3 dice he gets to roll. Might be pretty stupid, but I'm going to give that a go. We're going to shoot across the board, so he gets 3 dice to roll, this guy right here, because he's shooting through him. That's a -1, so his 4 goes down to 3, and he's going to fire at this guy here. All right, take 3 of these guys, and the Colossi has a defense of 4. Dang, a 6 and a 5 and a 4. Okay, so we can give this guy chipped. So we're going to jetpack joyride this scout just because we can. So I'm going to try, if I look at the board here, I think I'm going to go, actually no, let's do this. The scouts here, I can take a shot at those brownstones over there. I can't take it, oh, but see, again, that's pointless because I'd have to roll 3 5s or 6s. So he's going to jump pack, and we're going to jump pack, I think we're going to head over here. I think we're going to go for 336. Why? Well, because we can, really. Maybe he can help beat down the red stones. So I'll put him here, 336. Now when you do a jump pack move, you want to roll a 4 to a 6, because that gets you where you want to be. If you roll a 2 or a 3, it's not too bad because you go next to where you want to be. But you don't want a 1 because then you go somewhere randomly. So let's see what we get. Right, here we go. Of course. Malfunction, roll 3 dice to obtain a random hex, flip the unit over to his disrupted side, and place the jumping unit in this hex. If it lands on any other unit or in a building, hill, or rubble hex, move it to the lowest number adjacent. Alright, so let's see where we're going. These dice are... Does anybody want to send me some new dice? Alright, we're 156. So this scout right here is going to 156, which is right up here towards the top. We're going to flip him like that, and he's disrupted. Aura of our ancestors. Okay, so again, there's no gravel and there's no dust winds, so we don't need to worry about that step. So now we can draw a Colossi order of action card to see what order these guys go in. Let me take one of these. All right. Oh man, not so bad, not so bad. This is actually really good. So tombstones and gray stones we don't have. We do have red stones. We don't have yellow stones, and we do have white stones. So that's pretty good. Red stones and white stones are the only ones that activate, and the tiebreaker being the lowest number hex. Remember right over here, this guy here, we wanted the black stones to head towards this guy, since this guy's a weekend. So that actually works out exactly the way we wanted it. That card draw could not have been any better. All right, so we're going to start here with the red stones. They are going to move towards their nearest line of sight, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Ooh. So there is a tie, and the card says tiebreaker, lowest numbered hex. So he's going to move this way, and he doesn't do his rolling thunder. Let's see, he has the Medusa stare. So we're going to roll to see which direction he fires on. I'll just roll right here where we're at. Ideally, hey, it'd be good if we had like a 1 or a 3, 4, something like that. And we rolled a 2. Bam, bam, ba, all right, so 2 is going to take us this way. So let's see here. We're going to go, and we're going to hit this guy, and this guy becomes paralyzed. And he's our HQ, so that kind of sucks. But again, that's kind of the name of the game. I mean, this is a game of bad stuff. How bad is it going to be? And it's kind of cool, I think, because it might not be coming across in this way, but when I play this game by myself, I definitely feel like I'm in a movie. I feel like I'm in Starship Troopers or something like that, because you're hoping for the best with your guys, and your hurt guy gets a good shot in, does something cool. Your heavy weapon, that guy, he just kind of totally fails for you. So it feels like a movie. It really does. And I'm definitely, I know I'm kind of ahead of myself here and just got on a tangent, but I'm definitely a really big fan of this game, and I really want to check out the other 2 in the series. I always wanted to. I've had my eyes on them for months, but when this one came out and I saw, oh, there's a little bit more to it and it's the new one, so I want new shiny, so let's go with it. And I'm very glad I did. Anyway, continuing on. So on this guy here, he also does a pumice ejection, and he does that on odd number game turns. And this is turn 3. So he will do that. So what we're going to do, he's going to spew out gravel using the normal placing procedure, but with no ill effect on the tribe, as in his boulders are not affected. Alright, so I'm going to roll 2 dice, and the first one is the direction that I use, and then the second one is going to be a D3, and it's going to tell us how far. So first we'll do the direction, and it isn't a 2, so it's the same direction that he shot his Medusa Stare. And it's going to be, the number of steps is going to be 5, man. So it's going to be 3 steps, so it's basically right there. So I'm going to randomly take one of these. Actually, let me flip this because this one's showing. Alright, so let me mix these all up. I will randomly take one, and we're going to place it right here. So we have gravel now. And that's it for the red stones, and now we'll move on to the white stones. Okay, so they're going to move to the nearest guy, which is going to be that Marine right there. So we'll just take him one step over. 614. No Rolling Thunder, but he has a boulder sling. Alright, so find the nearest enemy with line of sight, which is right here. And he's within 5 hexes of the Colossi. There's line of sight, so we're going to use his 4 combat factor. And we're going to roll as though it's a Rolling Thunder on this guy, but it's only the top. We don't add a +1 to the other guys. So I'm just going to roll on the board here. All right, so we have 4, 5, 6. So, no good. So the 5 and 6 are going to hit him. So he's going to take a, that could be worse. So he's going to take a stun, and then that's going to flip to a paralyzed. So one more hit and he's gone. Now there's no Marines adjacent, so that's going to be the only attack from the white stones, and that will be it. So we look here, we activated all the Colossi, we did the Rolling Thunder, special attack, now the end phase. So now it's cleanup. Take this. Alright, so we're going to rotate all of our guys around here so they're ready to go the next turn. Alright, so here's where we are at the end of turn 3. Not the best showing, but I guess it could have been worse. Alright, so I just had some of the best rolls of my game, and I forgot to hit record. So that sucks. So anyway, we're on turn 4. I went ahead and I picked from the events, from the brain of Jabba the Hutt, I picked anti-gravity wave as well as tectonic eruptions, and I went ahead and picked anti-gravity wave because its real downside is for landing procedures, and granted my rolls have sucked thus far, so I'm not going to be able to roll a 6 anyway, so I'm okay with that. Plus tectonic eruptions, you have to pick another chit afterwards. So I did the Marine recovery, and now I'm going to, even though, let me show you, I rolled poorly for this guy, but this guy and this guy both became unparalyzed, and just when I went to roll for him, I realized I wasn't recording. So let's see what happens. Maybe I can capture lightning in a bottle here. Let's see. So I need a 5 or 6 here, and that's a 3. So that was what I had before, more or less. All right, now we're gonna go for this paralyzed guy here. Now I rolled, actually last time I rolled him first, so we're gonna roll him first again. I rolled a 5 on him last time, and this time I rolled a 3, so he's still paralyzed. And this guy, last time I rolled a 6. Oh, that sucks. Everybody just blew up. He's still paralyzed. And then finally this Marine squad here, need to roll high, and I rolled a 3. I swear to you, I rolled well, but you know what? Not on the camera, doesn't count. So be it. We'll take our stripes, I suppose. All right, so for Marine recovery, we're going to go down to scheduled reinforcements. All right, so this turn I have a medic, special ops, and an HQ. Now, based on the amount of injured guys over here, I'm going to try to land my medic somewhere in here. Because if he's within 2 spaces of somebody who's making a healing roll, they get to roll an extra die and take the highest one. In the special ops, I kind of think I want to have in this area as well, because they have a weapon that will be a little more powerful against these guys, maybe help knock them out. Although I could drop them over here and really focus on the redstones. I already have 3 guys here focusing on them. I don't know, maybe I will put the special ops over here. And then the HQ I'm going to dump off here, up here somewhere, because I really need to get these miners moving. We're 4 turns in, we only have 8 more to go, and it's going to take them, I think 3 turns to run off the board at 5 movement each. So yeah, that's going to be the goal. So let's see what happens. All right, so ideally the medic would be right here, but I'm not going to roll well with 1 die. It's just not going to happen. We're going to try to land him here, under the idea that I'm not going to roll a 6. I'll roll a 4 or 5 and he'll get to go here. As long as I don't roll a 3 or 2 or 1. So let's see what we end up with. Oh, actually, hang on. I forgot I get to roll 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so I rolled a whole bunch of 5s, and I'm happy with that. Because he lands here. He can't do anything this turn, but you know what? He can help next turn with the healing. All right, now I'm going to move the special ops guy. Now he has a chiseler, and he needs to be 4 spaces from whatever he's shooting at, and it does fairly good. I mean, it's fairly powerful. Anywhere from a 4, 5, or 6 is going to do some significant damage. But he needs to have a line of sight, and he can't shoot through a building. So I couldn't try to roll the 6 here, land it, and then make it work. He wouldn't be able to shoot through that. So I think I'm going to try to drop him here, under the thought of if he misses, he can go here. And then we can move him and figure him out. So let's, or I could just go for 166 here. I don't want him that close to this guy. Oh, these guys get to move 2 this turn too. There's going to be some significant pain this time. All right, so 165. I'm going to roll 5 dice to see how he lands. All right, we're going to roll it over here again because I haven't had good luck rolling on the board. All right, so a couple of 5s. Oh, actually, I rolled 1 too many. So here, I'll even redo that because I was only supposed to roll 4 dice. Okay, still got a 5. So he will land in the next adjacent. So he'll land here, which works out okay. Doesn't get to do anything this turn, but I'm happy with where he's at. And finally, my HQ, I'm going to go for this 466 right here. So I get to roll 6 dice usually. I'll roll 5 of them. And I could really use a 6. You know what? At least I got a 4. So a 4 is fine. So he's going to land in the adjacent lowest, which would be right here, 435. All right, so those were my my reinforcements. Right, now on to marine actions. All right, I'm going to start left to right. Now I do have the guy up there in the distance. However, I want to tear this guy apart. So they're going to get to move 1 extra step. So I'm going to get a rolling thunder on one of my guys no matter what. So let's see how bad we can hurt him. And he can't do anything. I'm going to wait for him until this. I want this to be destroyed first because I get to roll more dice with this. So this being so low, I'd rather roll one of my lower guys first. So I'm going to start by rolling this Marine squad here. He's going to stay where he's at. I get to roll 4 dice, and I have to roll 4s or higher. All right, 4 dice. 4s or higher, and I rolled nothing. No! Seriously, guys, I need to buy some new dice. All right. Well, dang. The scout, he's not going to do any good. At best, he'll be able to do 1 damage, which should knock him down. So I'm going to use the special ops guy now. I'm going to shoot with the chiseler. Wait a minute, the special ops just landed. So he should be upside down. This guy should be up. So I kind of messed that up. All right, so the Marine squad, I didn't think that through. So the Marine squad will fire at the redstones there. He has a combat factor of 5, needs 4 or higher. He actually has a combat factor of 4. So I roll 4 of these, whoops. I need 3s or higher, 4s or higher. 4s or higher. I rolled a 5 and a 6. All right, so he's gonna take the -1, he's chipped. Oh, you know what? I have this Marine squad right here. I'm gonna pay for this later, but he's gonna shoot at apparently I really just want this guy to die. He's gonna shoot across here, This doesn't block anything. Cool. So he gets to roll his full 4, and he needs to roll 4s or higher. Alright, so he did no good. So we're just going to use the heavy weaponry, and we're going to be way overkill. Oh, actually, hold on. He's chipped. Whoop! Let's move back to here. I had 3 3s. He was chipped. Those are hits. Yay! So this is gone. So that's not too bad. I got a redstone out of it. Get rid of that chipped marker. Now I'm going to use this heavy weapons guy here. So he gets 5 dice, and he's fighting a level 4 defense. So I got 5. You're dead to me. Well, that didn't help me much. So that makes him chipped. If I look at my board here, I'm not even going to bother placing that chipped counter because I'm moving on. I've wasted too much time with him. All right, my scout up here, we're going to roll for a recon. 4 or more. I rolled a 1. I hate you, you're fired. I'm going to roll for this scout here. We're going to have him do a recon as well. I rolled a 5. So cool. So he's done, but I at least get to place the... Cool, so that works. So I get to place our successful recon at turn 5. We're going to have this heavy weapons guy. He's right here. He's got a combat factor of 5. We are going to have him shoot at this black stone here. He's got a defense of 4. So I have 5 dice to roll a 5 and a 6. Let's make it count. I got 1 6, so it drops it down 1. So now if I really thought that through, that was stupid. I would have probably had this Marine shoot. He would have lost 1 because of that. But at least maybe I could have gotten the chipped on him, which he has right now. So he is chipped. He does get the -1. But then he would have been at a 3, and if you look here at my roll, I would have been able to flip that top chit, but I didn't do that, so too bad. So I am still going to have this guy, this Marine, fire at him. I'm going to say it goes through him, because technically I think if it even traces the corner of the hex, it's a -1. So he's going to have 3 dice to roll, and he has to roll a 3, or so he has to roll a 4 or higher, because the defense is 3. Okay, so 3 dice to roll 4s or higher. I rolled 1, 4. Alright, so this chip marker's removed because we're moving on. And I'm going to have this guy, he's going to stay where he's at. He gets a +1. And he is going to flip him. I get 4 dice to roll a 5 or a 6. 4 dice here, roll a 5 or a 6. Well, I rolled 3, 4, 5, 6. Yahtzee. So that would at least get him the chipped marker, but there's nobody else left to shoot. So that was a really crappy turn for my Marines. Alright, so now we're going to move this down here, an Aura of our Ancestors. So now, guess what? If we go right over here, we have a gravel. And on this phase, we're going to roll 2 dice to move any dust storm, which we don't have any. But we have to choose a gravel unit that's currently deployed and flip it over to see its morphed size. So if we flip this over, this is chalk. And that is awesome. With chalk, there is no effect, and you get to remove the marker. So that, I'm okay with that. That was awesome. Now we're going to come back here and draw an Order of Action card. All right, so let's see what we have here. Order of Action, tombstones, redstones. We have black stones, and oh man, this is awful. So we don't have tombstones, but we have red stones, black stones, white stones, and brown stones. So this is going to be a painful, painful turn, especially considered these Colossi get to move 1 extra spot. All right, so we're going to start with the red stones, and he's going to move to the nearest guy. He's going to go like this. Oh, this is going to suck. So I immediately get to do a Rolling Thunder. And a Rolling Thunder, you're going to roll your combat factor of 3, +1 for each shit underneath. So 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to roll 6 dice on this poor Marine who's got a defense of 4. Now my rolls have been lousy, so that means I'm due to have a good roll, which will be bad for the Marines. You watch. Alright, so what do I need here? So he has a 4, so I need 5s and 6s to do damage. Hey, not bad. So I did 1 damage. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip him, because then he still has fairly good shooting. And now I have to retreat him 1 spot after the Rolling Thunder. So I will move him to here. So that way, if I move him here, that That Medusa Stare could hit him, but right here it can't. So now the redstone's going to do the Medusa Stare, so let's see which direction it goes. It's going to go 5, which is this way. Off the board, no big deal. And he is not going to do the Pumice Ejection because it's an even turn. So we are good with the redstones. That's not a bad turn for with the redstones. All right, now onto the black stones. He is going to move this way, and he's going to go right into the Marine squad. So again, another Rolling Thunder. He's 3 plus 2, and that's 5. We need to roll 5s and 6s. All right, so here's our dice. 2 5s. So we will flip this guy. Now also make him stunned. We have to retreat him 1, which would be here. Now his fault tunneling, we're going to roll 3 dice, and that's going to be where he goes. So let's say he's going to go to 2, 50, 5. I think this is such a cool power. 255. That's unfortunate. So that's right here. I think, let me check real quick, because I think because he's next to that other guy, he gets stunned. All Marine or civilian units now adjacent to the Emergent Colossi unit are made stunned or paralyzed if already stunned. Which, I would probably be stunned too if I just watched a giant rock monster tear out of the ground next to me. I think I'd be a little more than stunned. Right, now we move on to our trusty white stones here. And they get to move 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to move towards the highest number hex. So he's going to move to this guy. He gets +1 to move because of the anti-gravity wave. So he's going to bonk this guy here with another Rolling Thunder. So it's 4 plus the 2 chits beneath him, so that's 6 dice I get to roll. I'll just roll them right here because I got some room. Wah, wah, wah. So here's the deal. We landed the medic there to help the 2 guys next to him, and he just took 1, 2, 3, whoop, that was a 4, 3, 4 hits. So he would go stunned, paralyzed, disrupted, dead. So we have just lost our medic. And so if you were a fan of G.I. Joe back in the day, I'll call this Lifeline. Lifeline just died. That's a bummer. I knew I should have sent Doc instead. I always liked Doc better. All right, so now he gets to do the boulder sling. So he's going to do it to this guy here. So he's going to act like there's another Rolling Thunder move. So he gets to roll 4 dice this time because you don't add the others beneath him. And I rolled 1 6. So there's 1 damage that he's going to take. He's already displaced. He's already paralyzed. Oh, yeah, he's already paralyzed. So guess what? We lost another guy. We lost this Marine squad right here. And just to give you guys an idea, that's what the victory points look like at the end of this game. So we just lost another... we lost the medic and we lost the Marine squad guys. So we just lost 3 points in this turn. All right, now we're going to do the brownstones here. He's right next to this guy, so he's going to Rolling Thunder right into him. So 3 plus 1 beneath him, that's 4. He's going to roll 4 dice. He's got a 4, so it needs to be 5s and 6s. Why did I do that? I don't remember where they were. I'll figure that out in a second. So 5s and 6s. So he does 1 damage to this guy. So he's going to be stunned, and he's going to go whoop a little bit. Now his special power is a pile drive stomp. So he's going to jump high into the air and come crashing down, causing a devastating seismic rock tsunami wave. So we're going to roll 1 die for each Marine or civilian unit within 2 hexes of his hex. So there's 1. So we want to roll a 1 or a 2. We rolled a 2. So that's good. So a 1 or a 2 is no effect. A 3 or 4 would have been stunned or paralyzed, and a 5 would have been paralyzed or disrupted. A disrupted unit would have been dead if I rolled a 6. So we're okay with that. So now we're going to go here. We did all that. We're going to go to the end phase. So we are going to go to cleanup. So with cleanup, we're going to switch all of our guys back around. Man, we had a lot of guys that did a lot of little. A whole lot of little. Alright, that's good. Alright, so here is the lay of the land after 4 turns. We have officially lost up here. We have lost 3 Marines, but we've managed to kill a brownstone and a redstone. Not as good as I had hoped. The miners are still all trapped. We do have a heavy weaponry and an HQ fairly close that could probably go and rescue some of this. Not the next turn, it would have to be the turn after, because they have to do their entire movement on that hex. So this is looking pretty scary over here with the red stones and the black stones so close together. And this isn't looking too bad. I have to make sure where they were. I bumped them with the dice roll, so I have to check back on the video and see what hex they're at. But that's where we're at. We're going to stop there for right now, and we'll go ahead and come back in a day or so, and with the next couple turns, hopefully we can move a little quicker. When you play this game, when I play this game anyway by myself, it moves a little bit quicker, but obviously I'm talking a little bit more through it. Not to say I don't talk to myself, because I do talk to myself quite a bit, so there's a little bit of a self-admission there, but it's at the end of this video, so the only people who really know that are the people who watch the full thing. So alright guys, that's it for today. Like and subscribe, and keep your eyes out for the part 3 of this fantastic game. I absolutely love this game. This is so much fun, even though I'm doing miserably. Alright guys, until next time, I'm Lee from Geek City USA, and we will talk to you later.